Good morning, everybody. I'm going to take you along on a what I eat in a day today again, although I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently, which I will chat about in a minute. I just finished my first half of my workout. If you haven't heard before, I do C. Dorner Fitness's workouts here on YouTube. She is amazing. She does 6 workouts a week. Oftentimes they're live, and she puts out a schedule every week and everything. So I just try to keep up with that so I don't even have to think about it. Anyways, today was a 25-minute cardio workout. I kept it pretty zone 2, and then she'll be back in just a minute for a 30-minute stretch, which is amazing. Always on Tuesdays, there's like a short cardio and then a short stretch, which is great. Anyways, you can see I now have 2 rebounders here in my workout room, and the lighting, of course, is because I have my little red light panel over here. I'm doing my whole morning thing. I get up at 5:30. I eat some food real fast, which I had a banana this morning, just to grab really quick. And then I came up here for my 6 a.m. workout, just finished that. I always turn on my little red light panel to get that ambient light in my eyes, especially if I'm, looking at the screen. Anyways, doing all of my morning stuff. Okay, back to the rebounders. So Becan sent me one of their regular, cheaper rebounders. I have had this one for several months now, the Softland, and I did a video on that when I got it. And so they sent me one of their regular ones to kind of do a comparison and, see if the upgrade is really worth it. So hopefully I'll get a video done at some point going over all of the details. Spoiler alert. I am falling more in love with my Softland rebounder. This one, I love it. The other one is great. It's a fantastic rebounder. It seems very high quality, but it is definitely more firm than the Softland, and I'm loving the Softland. So anyways, that's a little teaser for that video coming. If you want to see my video about the Softland and the, whole unboxing process, I will put that up in the cards for you to check out, but I love my rebounder. I use it every day. And actually with this new, I don't even know what to call it because people get super mad when I say it's the sugar diet or it's intermittent sugar fasting because I don't know, I'm not dumping tons of granulated sugar into my food, even though I'm eating all the things that are on the list, fruit, honey, on the list of what would be considered a sugar fast or a sugar diet. But apparently if I'm not injecting sugar into my veins in mass quantities, it can't be called the sugar diet. But then also I get people triggered when I don't pay homage to Cole Robinson and call it something else. So I can't win apparently. Anyways, this new sugar fasting inspired thing that I'm doing, intermittent fruitarian, if you will, maybe I'll call it IF for short. Anyways, on this plan that I am doing, I have a ton of energy. That is one thing that really checks out. I have lots of energy, especially in the morning time when I am eating fruitarian style. And so I find myself coming up and bouncing on my rebounder often throughout the day. And it's just so fun. It's like I have so much energy like a kid, and I come up here and jump on my rebounder for a while. And that's also a great thing to do after a meal to avoid very high blood sugar spikes. So I am using my rebounder more than ever on this plan, and definitely recommend if you have room for one. It is such a great piece of equipment. Honestly, if I had to choose between a rebounder and a walking pad, to get my steps in and just to get some light movement throughout the day, I would go with the rebounder because you can get steps in on it. You just do the, back and forth bounces or, up and down bounces count as steps as well. Anyways, love it. Getting some morning light. It was a little rainy last night, but hopefully it'll clear up. I think I see some blue sky coming through. All right, so I had some watermelon, and the 2 times on this plan that I'm doing that I have had digestive issues have been after I've eaten too much watermelon. And so I had a little bit of a digestive issue after the watermelon this morning. I just need to keep that in mind and not overdo it on the watermelon. Besides that, my digestion has been pretty good. Anyways, so I had that, and then a little while later, I made my coffee. I have been having coffee, not even every day. This plan has really helped to reduce my coffee consumption, but I did have some today. It just sounded good. So I had my half decaf cup of coffee with my 1 tablespoon of half and half that I am allowing myself in the morning time. And then a little while later, I had a pear. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what I'm doing differently now in this video versus the last 2 What I Eat in a Day videos. I found that in the other 2 days that I was filming, it really messed with my ability to just eat whenever I was hungry. Because I was trying really hard to have 2 hours in between each thing I ate in order to, see the glucose come up and down, and get an exact response from that. And then also just filming everything you eat, it just adds another variable into the day. And I was finding that my calories were a lot lower on those days that I was filming. And even though I wasn't trying to have them lower, they just were because of the reality of having to grab my camera every time I ate something and wanting to keep those meals really tightly regulated, all of that. And I decided that I needed to just let go of that kind of tracking for now and just eat whenever I felt like I needed to eat and not like hyper focus on it. And hopefully that will mitigate the lower calorie thing. So today I am not going to track with chronometer, because I just need to, not have that noise. I feel like I got some good info in the days that I did track. And clearly this is not an everyday diet for me. I'm not going to do this every day for the rest of my life. I was aware that there would be nutrient deficiencies in this, these kinds of days. So I kind of got a good idea of those and what I need to focus on with my regular meals that I have to make sure that all of my nutrients are taken care of. Definitely don't want to get nutrient deficient. I am a little bit concerned about the focus now on sugar fasting for days and days and days and days at a time. 100 days. That is not somewhere that I would be comfortable going for sure. I don't even want to do a full 24-hour sugar fast. Apparently, and things have been changing so rapidly with this diet, and man, it has gotten cultish real fast, which has been interesting to watch. But apparently now, if you want to call it a sugar fast, it needs to be a 24-hour sugar fast, and anything that's not a full 24 hours would just be an off day. I did hear Mark Bell say intermittent sugar fasting, which is what I was thinking about calling what I'm doing. Until people got real upset about that. I don't know. So, but what I'm doing, I think would qualify as an intermittent sugar fast because I'm sugar fasting for part of the day and then eating off the sugar fasting, not sugar diet, sugar fasting for the evening time. But, call it whatever you want. Inherently, this plan, this hack, whatever you want to call it, is nutrient deficient. It's protein deficient. That's like one of the mechanisms in how it works. And so it is definitely not meant to be an everyday thing. And for myself personally, I don't know that I would even use it as an all-day thing. And as I am gathering more information and just learning from other people talking about this, I'm going to be making some tweaks. So I have gotten some good information from the couple weeks that I have done here, and I will do another video talking about all of the insights that I got from doing that. But for now, I am just not tracking on chronometer. I do still have the CGM on for a few more days, so I'll still be able to look back at the end of the day and see what my blood sugar did and see my glucose variability. That's something that's important to me. So I will be able to look at that. But I just wanted to explain why this video is going to be a little bit different than the last couple of videos, and then also just, let you know that I'm kind of wrapping up my experiment, and I will do a video talking about all of the benefits and negatives and all the insights that I got from it. And then I'm still thinking about how I'm going to use all of this information moving forward. And again, I'm still learning. So it'll be an evolving process. This has been all of the rage since yesterday.
I feel like right there.
I think Dad said that's a concrete mixing bin, but apparently it works as a boat. It's getting close to noon and I am gonna have this bowl of apples. This is like 2 medium apples. It's about 2 p.m. and I'm gonna have these 2 bananas as probably my last fruit meal of the day. The next meal should be the protein and starch meal. Here is my early dinner. I have some leftover roast chicken breast and some leftover white rice, jasmine rice, with sweet chili sauce on it, and some broccoli with some nutritional yeast and just a touch of butter. It's almost 6 p.m. and this is going to be the last thing I have for the day. I have a serving of 2% Fage Greek yogurt. It's actually probably more than a actual serving on the container. I didn't measure, but it's probably close to 3/4 of a cup, probably not a whole cup. And then I have a chopped up banana and a drizzle of honey on top. Jeff set up a new fenced area for the goats so that they'll eat down some of this green stuff here. He's herding them down. I think Levi is helping.